how to successfully appeal a parking ticket. Now the question is, why am I actually doing this video when typically my channel is about electrical engineering and physics related videos? Well, I'll tell you why. 1 year ago on February 15th, 2018, ATL Plus, a company that is responsible for issuing tickets, parking violation tickets here in Atlanta, actually gave me a ticket I should not have been given. Now that company, by the way, is actually run by a Chicago-based company named ATL Plus Parking. Now, having given me the ticket, in order to defend myself and in order to file the appeal and so forth, it actually cost me $10 to file the dispute and to defend myself in court for a $35 ticket. Now the deal is, in addition to that $10 cost, of course there was opportunity costs, meaning that during the time I'm putting together a defense, I'm actually losing precious time that I could actually be working on, for example, making other videos, right? So I lost some money due to opportunity, and we all know time is money. So here's the deal. I did not violate the parking rules. And so for that reason, I want my money back. So as I stated at the beginning of this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you how you can successfully appeal a parking ticket. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to take pictures on the day of the alleged violation. You want to take pictures of the scene. In my case, what happened is I wasn't parked at a meter, nor was I illegally parked, so there was no reason for me to take pictures. But for instance, if you're illegally parked, you want to take pictures of your car, being legally parked, of course, don't move your car, but being legally parked. If there's, for instance, signs that were obscured by trees or whatever, you want to take pictures of that. You want to take pictures of anything that's going to help build the reason why, or your argument as to why your ticket should be dismissed. Okay, the second thing you want to do is to go ahead and dispute the ticket with the city or municipality. The reason why you want to do that with the city or municipality and not with the ticketing agency is because of this. Think of it this way. If the company incorrectly gave you a ticket, why would you want them to be the ones to decide whether you should be fined or not, or whether your appeal will be successful or not? So for this reason, I did not appeal my ticket with ATL Plus. Instead, what I did was I went ahead and went down to the city and I actually filed a complaint with them. Now remember, the actual violation happened on February 15th of 2018. And as you can see here, I went and filed my complaint on February 16th, 2018. As you can see from what I wrote and what the city stamped on my the copy of my dispute form. Okay, and on this page you can see this is the second part of the form that was filed. So they not only took my complaint on one page, but then they made a copy of the ticket and then put with the complaint form. And again, they typed that I came in on February 16th, 10 o'clock in the morning, 2018, in order to dispute a ticket that the officer, if you will, actually wrote on the 15th of February 2018. The third thing you want to do is you want to start building a defense, and you want to make sure that your defense is logical. Don't use emotions, use logic when it comes to this, because this is what's going to help you fight your ticket. Okay, so here's what I did. First of all, I saved my schedule for the day. My schedule indicated that I had nothing to do until 6 p.m. that night. If you notice over here on the ticket, the officer said that he timed me, or she timed me, at 8:15 a.m. in the morning. So now, in addition to having my schedule, I also referenced this, Atlanta traffic. If you've ever been to Atlanta and had to drive through the rush hour traffic, you know that if you have no reason to be out in rush hour traffic, there is no reason then that you should start driving and go through rush hour traffic. You would rather just stay at home or stay wherever until the traffic actually dies down and then leave. So if my schedule said that I had nothing to do until 6 p.m. that night, why in the world would I be out at 8:15 in the morning? So you want to continue building a defense based on logic again, so that you can tip Lady Justice on your side. So here's what I did in addition to what I previously mentioned in order to help build that logic. So I mentioned why I parked at the location I parked. So the reason why I parked there is because I parked there in order to go to the gym. If I park there, the gym is about a 5 to 7 minute walk away. Okay? And if you look at this printout from the gym, I actually went to the director of the gym and I said, hey, can you give me my access records showing what time I normally come to the gym? And this is, of course, in 2018 at that beginning of the year. And I said it should just give me a printout of the times that I actually come to the gym. And so the director of the gym was really gracious and said, sure, no problem. And he printed this out for me. And so if you look here at the times that I accessed the gym a year ago, it shows that, guess what? I don't go to the gym at 8 o'clock in the morning. So again, this is another way of helping me to defend, my case here based on logic again, by showing I have a pattern. Okay, at that time of the year, last year, based on my schedule, my pattern showed that I don't go to the gym at that time of the morning. So there again, that helped to build my case. Again, a logical way to build my case to show that, hey, more than likely the officer is incorrect and I'm correct. Okay, so let's say, for instance, you got a ticket for something and it said, let's say the ticket was because it said you overparked or something of the sort. All right. So one way that you can build a defense if the place that you're going to doesn't have a record or a history of your access to that facility is you can actually use Google. Google has some tools that you can use in order to tell where you are, give your location history. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this because honestly, the less people knowing where I'm at any given time is great. But if it comes to trying to avoid a ticket, or trying to build a defense for some other reason, using this Google tool is not a bad idea. So if the place you're going to doesn't have a way to track what time you come in and so forth, then this may be a good option for you. I'm sure iPhone may have something similar, but I'm more familiar with Google. To continue building my defense, what I did was, after I left the gym and I came out and saw that my car had a ticket on it, and of course after a little bit of time there complaining and everything about it, I actually left from that location, drove over to a local college, and I actually bought lunch at the local college. And you'll notice that according to the receipt, February 15th, remember that's a day, 2018, at 12:18 p.m. Okay, I actually bought food from over there. And what I did was I made sure I brought my credit card to court with the last 4 digits to show that this is me at 12:18 over at this other college buying food. Okay, so now how does that actually help me in this case? Well, remember, if we go back to the ticket here, it said that, or pardon me, not ticket, but the access to the gym records. It actually says that I got to the gym at 10:09. So if you do 10:09 to 12:18, that's approximately 2 hours and 9 minutes. Now, if you think about it, most people go to the gym for about an hour. They probably take a shower, they do all that stuff. And so if you add all that up together, it actually makes sense that between 10:09 and 12:18, I dropped my car off, or I should say I parked my car, walked over to the gym, worked out, took a shower, walked back to my car, complained a little bit about this ticket I shouldn't have received, drove over to the college campus, walked from my car where I parked it over at the college campus to the cafeteria, stood in line, paid for food, and walked back to my car within that period of time. Okay? And again, the parking, if you look down here, it says that it's 2-hour parking. So if you put together this 1009 and the 1218 from over here, it seems to be very logical that what I did was, again, got out my car, walked to the gym, took about a 1 hour exercise, workout at the gym, took a shower, walked back to my car, had time to drive over to the college, walk out my car, get in line, and actually pay for food. Again, build your case, build your defense. All you need to do is tip Lady Justice on your side. So now that you've built a defense, here's what I did. I also looked for discrepancies or inconsistencies on the ticket. Now, if you look at the red circles over here, over on the left, it shows that L. Jordan, the officer that gave me the ticket, actually started off first by saying that I was illegally parked, which, by the way, was a $25 fee, and said that I was illegally parked on that street. Then L. Jordan crossed it out and changed it to overtime parking, which, by the way, is so much harder to defend against, because if I was illegally parked, I could simply come out, take pictures of my car at the location and show that I was not illegally parked. Of course, overtime parking on a street without any meters is a whole lot more difficult to prove. I don't know what L. Jordan's reason was for changing it from overtime, from being illegal park to overtime, but it does look quite suspicious. And so this is something I brought up in court. Look, L. Jordan changed his or her mind. L. Jordan had no clue what my violation was, because L. Jordan began first by saying I was illegally parked. Then that I was illegally parked. And then L. Jordan changed his or her mind and said that I was parked overtime, and that fee actually went from being 25 to 35 bucks, so which means I have to pay more. So I kind of left it in the judge's hands to say, are you going to believe me or L. Jordan? Now that you've built a defense, you've looked for the discrepancies or inconsistencies, you have all your evidence together, and you're ready to go to court, here's the deal. Show up to court on time on the day of the hearing. Do not show up late, because of course if you show up late, they're going to say that whoever gave you the ticket was right. Boom, you've lost. And of course at that point now you have to pay extra money because you've wasted the court's time. So show up to court on time on the day of the hearing. The sixth thing you want to do, okay, when you're actually in front of the judge or the person who's going to be listening to your case, the first thing you want to do, which is the first thing I did, was to indicate this was not a money issue. I could pay the money, but this was about principles, okay? I did not do what the officer said I did. And because of that, there was no reason for me to pay, okay? I did not violate the parking agreement, and that is why I'm here. I'm here to defend myself. That was what I said. It was not a money issue. Now, the thing is, if you go in there, and you're trying to defend yourself by saying, you can't pay or whatever, there's a really good chance you're going to still end up paying something. Because there were a couple of people that were ahead of me, and that was their defense. They couldn't pay. And I'll be doggone it, the person listening to their cases decided they're not going to do anything about it. You're going to pay the full amount. Okay, so that's not a good defense, going in there and appealing to their feelings and so forth. Go in there with evidence and make sure they know that the reason you're here is not because of the money, it's because it's principles, and it's because you didn't do what the officer said. Seventh, stick to the facts. Present those pictures during the hearing. Go ahead and point out those discrepancies. Build your case, and most important, be respectful while you're there. The people that are inside the court are not the people that gave you the ticket. So there's no reason to be nasty to them. You want them on your side. So go ahead, be nice, explain your case. Remember, you're building it on facts, show pictures, and just let it fall where it falls. Trust me, this is all going to work out for you. So if you found that this information was useful, let's say you go to court, you use my steps, and this all works out for you, great. Please let me know. Make sure you come back after court, add your comments below so that other people can see that what I told you actually works out. All right. So good luck on your case in court. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to defend yourself as long as you follow the steps that I indicated throughout this video.